in first place. Like it is not a foregone conclusion. And I'm telling you right now, dude, what we said a couple weeks ago with Fultonevich,
he's coming back.
That's happening,
dude.
We will get Fulte in the playoffs.
I can't believe it.
And it's gonna be.
We threw a party and got shit faced because Fultonevich was off the Braves.
We danced on his grave.
We pissed all over him.
And this guy still finds a way. I mean, he's like the local rep Tony Thomas that was just like undefeated over and over again. Like he's not good. He's never done anything good.
Yeah, bad person.
And he just keeps winning.
Yeah,
not fair. It's not fair. I thought
you,
Fulte
Tony.
was done. Well, fuck you, Fulte. Freed?
Yeah, fuck both of y'all.
So right now, front five, ideally for the Braves would be Freed, Anderson, Hamels, Wright, and your boy Mike Fulte.
Wright looked better than Hamels did.
Kyle Wright had nowhere to go but up because he was so shitty.
Yeah, he was terrible.
So long.
Dude, honestly, I got a lot out of that Hamels. I got some more hope. Honestly, the first time through the lineup, he looked a little shaky, but I mean, you expect there to be some rust, right? He hasn't pitched in over a year. Like, just coming back.
But I'm saying, so if they're counting on him in the playoffs, he's got to be better.
He's got to turn up.
And
dude, it's scary seeing 88 mile an hour right over the dick, dude. It's really scary.
Yeah, that's not good. You never want that.
It's really scary.
With Fultonevich, if they expect him to pitch in the playoffs, and I think they are hoping he will, I bet we see him next week at the end of the regular season for a start. Because you can't throw him out in the playoffs without at least seeing if it's back. The last time we saw Mike Fultonevich on the mound, he looked like a stick figure and he was getting pissed off.
Yeah.
So the Braves, if we see Fultonevich next week, then our worst fears are confirmed. That this guy is in fact back, and that this guy's going to have an impact, probably for the worse, on the playoff roster.
We get Freed back tomorrow. We get that start back tomorrow. Let's get some fucking momentum going. Let's get some, good juju going. I got my hat. I'm doing this number.
Magic number is 9. 10 games ago.
Can you not just go 4 pitchers deep in the playoffs?
Not this year because there won't be days off in between.
Really?
Yeah. So the NLDS, if it goes 5.
You can do that, assuming you make it to like the later rounds. You can do that.
The NLCS, if it goes 7 games, it will be 7 consecutive days. If it goes 6, it'll be 6 consecutive.
So that would be pitching everyone on 3 days rest. Every time.
Even if you go 4, the front man goes on 3 days rest. Coming back around. If you go 5,
that's tough.
Then you're on normal rest. But that's not even including bringing guys out the bullpen and all that. That was the problem I had. Is that you could go get shit starters a little better than Tom Malone.
Yeah.
Or at least a few Tom Malones, and then plug them in the bullpen for long guys.
So is Malone dead? Is he dead? Is he gone?
Yeah, I think he's been put 6 feet under. Tom Malone, Tommy 10 runs.
Just killed him.
Yeah, it was not a great pickup for a player to be named later. And right now, without knowing who the player is, that player is better. Baltimore won the series.
I fucking, despite all this, all the headaches they give us, I fucking love this Braves team, dude. We're down 6 runs to start the game every game, and we're never out of it.
And
it's
they're really
so
not
fun to watch. Man.
There are a couple holes besides the start. Like Ronnie Acuna is in a pretty bad slump. I think he's like 138 over his last 15 games.
Are you really worried about that, though?
No, I'm not, and that's the thing. But I think a large part of it is Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman's playing out of his mind, and what else is new? Like, this guy is so consistent. I mean, he's quickly becoming, I think, Chipper Jones status.
Yeah.
They're
going to hose him out of this MVP.
Well, I don't know. So, National
Tatis
League
is playing out of his
MVP
mind.
is going to have to be Fernando Tatis, I would think.
Freddie's been better. He just has.
Has he been more valuable? I mean, that's the name of the thing.
He's on a first place team, and he's carried them for stretches.
I'd have no problem giving Freddie Freeman the MVP. Who's the last Brave to win MVP? Was it Chipper in '99?
It's got to be Chipper. Yeah,
that's crazy. Chipper in '99. Roughly around the time the Braves last won.
I thought he won one in the early aughts. No,
Chipper just won one. Yeah. Okay.
I did want to talk about this though. Ian Anderson, since we brought that up. Have you ever Googled Ian Anderson's name? Just Googled Ian Anderson.
I'm looking at the doc right now. This is going to be good because you got this almost right. I'm proud of you for getting it right. But yeah, I love Jethro Tull.
Well, it's every time I always forget about it, and I go to Google his name just to see where he's at. Get updates on Ian Anderson. And every time it pulls up Jethro Tull's Wikipedia page.
Well, you have to
every single time, dude.
Here's a pro tip. Pro tip. Ian Anderson for the Braves spells his last name Andersen.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, so not like Son at the end of Anderson.
I'm not a
It's
big, I'm not a big spelling guy.
Jethro Tull also is he plays the flute. He's a lead singer and flutist for.
I thought he was a guitarist.
Ian Anderson is.
I thought he was just flutist.
Flutist. Yeah, so you had
flautist.
You had good flautist.
I believe. Yeah, it's flautist.
Flautai.
I did grow up in a musical family.
Can we circle back to NBA real quick because I have like a situational thing for you.
Yeah.
In today's NBA, would you rather? 10 seconds left. Would you rather be down by 1 with the ball, or up by 1 on defense?
He's down by 1 with the ball.
Isn't that wild?
Almost every time.
Me too.
Well,
isn't that wild? There's no way it's always been like that. Why does it feel like that?
But nowadays,
the fouls.
You can
get a foul call, man.
And you can get a foul call. Also, statistically, you average 1 point. Like the good teams, the great teams, even average right around 1.3 points per possession, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I mean, statistically, you win that over the long run. So you would want the ball. It's the being on defense is the dog there.
Something about preferring being down, like you would prefer to be the team that's losing, is I don't know if that's good for
No.
I don't know if it should be that way.
I've wanted for a long time for them to toughen up the rules on like make foul calls not as stringent as they are now. I kind of liked whenever we watched the Last Dance how guys were just getting knocked the fuck out. I like a little bit of that in the game. I don't think all of that should be gone. Maybe bring back a little hand checking, a little things like that to make it to where it's not just superstars dominate.
I think the timeout, advancing the ball in the NBA to the hash line off of a timeout could be looked at. I mean, you could advance it to the half court maybe, or every inch you move it away from the basket, it would at least lower the percentage of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just take it a little bit further away.
But you also don't want to take away those, like, there's 3 seconds left.
It's about taking away the 0.5 seconds left.
Yeah.
But we
watched
the Celtics put Taco Fall in, and
we watched the games. Like, if you don't have a team that you're rooting for, you watch the games waiting for those moments. Like, you want to see that shit. You know what I mean? So you don't want to mess with that too much. But at the same time, I do see what you're saying. Like, it does always seem like the team that has the ball has the advantage at the end. Period.
And it makes the last part of the game exciting, but it also like takes away from the last. Like, it makes the last 30 seconds exciting, but it takes away from the last 2 minutes. If that makes sense, like because you're just stopping and advancing, stopping. Like that's fucking annoying. So I wanted to ask that situationally, like kind of you. Anything else on this side of the break? On the backside, we get college football. Let's talk some U.S. Open and golf.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods +3 at Thursday's first round of the U.S. Open.
Not ideal. That's where the leaders should be, though.
And then a couple bar stories from the last week. They were entertaining, including a fanny pack, if you could imagine that. So stay tuned for another fabulous ad read from me, and then on the other side of the break, golf, bar stories, and college football. 19, 20.